Currently, you probably have a website either with not very much information on it or completely the opposite. You're telling everybody about everything, which means that when they land on your website, they are overwhelmed and they don't go on that client relationship journey with you. So this is the kind of thing that you need to be having on your website. And we don't want more and more and more content. What we want to do is focus down. Remember, it's about focusing on who your ideal client is. So the first thing is focus. And we go from someone's pain to promise. So we need to have a way to help them overcome their pain with a value headline. The image at the top of the website needs to represent your values, needs to represent who you are. And remember, we have to be on brand. So we need to make sure that it's in alignment with your social media and any other marketing that you're doing. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is that you need to make sure that you have the lead magnet so that you can get email addresses. And remember, you need to get email addresses because only 3% of people are ready to buy now. So we need to make sure that we are getting your ideal clients to give you their details so we can continue to market to them after they've landed on your website. And we do that through the lead magnet that we've already created in the previous module. The third thing is client logos and positioning wording. And you will have the positioning wording in your message matrix. We've put that together and you will be able to grab some of that information and put it up on your website so it's very, very clear who you help, how you help people and why you're credible. Then we have the multiple calls to action. And the multiple calls to action are there because it all depends on where people are in the buying journey as to what they're going to do when they land on your website. So remember, if they're at red, that's when they download the lead magnet. And we need to make sure that we have access to the lead magnet at the top of the page and also as they're scrolling down, because this is the one thing that we want them to do. This is when they aren't familiar with you, they haven't built a relationship with you, and they're at the beginning of their journey. The second call to action has to be available for those who have started building a relationship with you already. So they've probably downloaded the lead magnet, they might have followed you on social media. Now we need to give them the option to build that relationship even further and build that trust. And we're going to do that through an event or through a webinar. And then finally, there's going to be some clients who are good to go. They've gone through the marketing with you. They have gone on that journey where they've got to know you, where they've got to like you, and where they've got to trust you. And they're ready to either buy from you or book a call. How do we do that? Well, we make sure that they have access to your services page. And it's very easy for them to book the call so that they can start that buying process with you where they are actually in conversation with you. Okay? And then finally, the fifth thing that we need to have on the website is the education-based marketing, which is the valuable content. And the valuable content that we have on your website will make you be seen as the authority because they're going to have questions and your content is going to answer their questions. And you will have done this in the education-based marketing modules, okay? And then there's one final thing that will enable you to seal the deal and get people to pick up the phone. And that final thing is testimonials or case studies. And to be seen as the authority, you have to have proof that you have helped people. So finally, once you have, first of all, focused down and given the value headline. Second, you've got their email address. Third, you've got multiple calls to action. Fourth, the message matrix, so it's very clear who you are and how you help people. 5, you've got valuable content on the website. And then finally, you have testimonials, which is the proof that you can help people. This is what you need to have on an authority website. Now, one more thing. Have a look at the top. If you can have a look and see this bit at the top that I've just highlighted in yellow, okay? What we need to understand is that the biggest mistake you're making on your website, if you have got all of these other pieces in place and then you have too many different calls to action at the top, a confused mind doesn't buy and doesn't know what action to take. So in the top of your website, we need to have your logo so that it sits in brand. You need to have an about section. And then what we need to do is have a link to your Amber content, which will be your event or your webinar. We need to enable them to educate through the blog, and we need to make sure that they can contact you. But what we don't want is massive numbers of different tabs that people can go to, different pages that they can go to and get lost in your website and then not take any action. So we need to be in control of the buying journey. So when you set up your website, less is more. And as you can see in front of you, this is an authority website.